Hey there. So today is an interesting day. Actually, got a new book today. But that happens a lot. I get a lot of books. That's always fun. But this is a little more interesting, I think, because it's my own book and not going alone. But the very new book, Freeway Bible Study. Just got it in here. I'm pretty sure that's it. I ordered several books this week, but I think that this is the one. So let's have an unboxing. Let's open it together, shall we? So I've gone ahead and opened here because I've only got one hand. And let's take a look-see. Yeah, that's it. Freeway Bible Study. A Skeptic's Ride Through the Bible by Kurt Bell. It's a big book. It's like almost 400 pages. Wow, it's substantial. Wow, it really looks, it's always amazing to have these things show up and then to look at them and realize they are what they are. So this is basically the result, let me switch sides again. This is basically the result of a year and a half of daily Bible study. I intended to read the entire Bible from Genesis 1 all the way through to the end of Revelation. But I found that when I got to Exodus 21, that even though I will continue my study, I no longer need to study in earnest because it's quite clear that, one, there's no good reason to think God exists, and two, if the God of the Bible does exist, he's clearly not a very moral character and not somebody I'd want to have anything to do with. So I stopped at Exodus 21, and after my study of Exodus 21, basically calling that the end of the Bible. I will continue my study because I think it's a worthwhile thing. It's good, and I did learn a lot. This book, I would say my journey has been as follows. When I was young and I was a Christian, I gave up Christianity upon studying the New Testament and realizing that there was no good reason to think that God existed. It was indistinguishable from the other mythologies out there in terms of having no clear foundation of belief to rest their belief upon. Then I spent decades and decades and decades as basically a happy non-believer, not really thinking much about it, until my uncle sent me a copy of the Bible and asked me to read it, and I decided to take it up in earnest, beginning with Genesis. And like I said, I made it to Exodus 21 before I stopped. Now, what I've learned from reading the Old Testament is that not only from the New Testament is there no reason to think God exists, but the Old Testament has taught me, as I said, that if the God does exist, he's an immoral character. So I think in this book, I could use this as the foundation of going from an atheist with regard to the God of the Hebrew Bible to an anti-theist, one who can posit that there's evidence that it's not true. I think I've laid it out in here. This would be my foundation for anti-theism with regard to the Christian, Jewish, and Muslim conceptions of God. There it is, my new book. It's out there on Amazon now. If anyone wants to give it a copy, this is the very, very, very first draft. And if I learned anything from writing going alone and publishing going alone, there'll be a lot of revisions to go in there. But I worked really hard at this. I really, really, really worked hard at editing it every little bit. So hopefully there's not too much editing that I'll need to do. Wow, it's big. Okay, take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make it a good day. Be safe, but not too safe.